This client hasn't been in for 4 months. Just wait till you see what comes out from under her nails. You'll get to see all the nail and cuticle work, plus cleaning and polishing. So stay tuned. Hey everybody, it is Rachel, aka the Nail Therapist, here on YouTube. And today is just a fun, easy pedicure with healthy nails. They're just a little long. If you're new to my channel, welcome. It's nice to see you here. If you've watched my stuff before, welcome. I love when you come back to hang out with me again. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and click the bell for notifications so you know exactly when I post my next video. I'd love to know where you're watching from too, and what you like most about these types of videos. I like to try and tailor my content a little bit more to what you guys actually want to see and want to learn. I'm here to teach as well as just show you fun, satisfying videos. So if there's a topic that I haven't covered before and you want to learn more about it, feel free to put that in the comments as well so that I can bring that to you in my next videos coming up. Just a little bit about myself. I have been doing nails for over 18 years. I took a little hiatus in the middle there to go back to school. I got my doctorate in physical therapy and worked as a physical therapist for a few years before I was like, you know what? I really, really miss doing nails. And I've become more of like a nail healer. So I still have that, healing urge that I got when I was doing PT. And I just apply it towards people and their feet and nails. So it works for me. I really love it. And apparently there's a huge need for it because I am swamped with work. And I would love for other nail technicians to get into this sort of realm of nail care because eventually I'd like to retire and do something else because my body is getting older and I can't work as long hours as I would like to. So if you're a nail tech out there and you're interested in learning how to do this type of work where you focus more on recovering and rehabilitation of the nails, then I would encourage you to go and get some additional training so that you can help this growing population of, baby boomers basically who are unable to see their nails as well, reach their nails as well. They're developing comorbidities like diabetes, and they need another set of eyes who can safely and accurately assess their nails and help them with keeping their feet in shape. So in my pedicures, I generally start my clients off dry. Sometimes I put them in the foot soak first, but most of the time I start them off dry. And I clip their nails down, I file and shape them, and then I push the cuticles back like you see me doing here. And then I use an e-file to remove the cuticle and smooth out the nail and then buff. So unfortunately, sometimes I'm not quite paying as close attention as I should, and I forget to hit record, which is why I don't have any of that e-filing and buffing on that side. So, but lucky for you, I did remember on this foot, so that'll be coming up in just a minute. These are my all-time favorite nippers. They're by Deluxe. and they are super duper sharp. They don't dull. I've had these for over a year now, and I have not had to have them sharpened. They're still as sharp, or pretty close to still as sharp as they were when they first arrived. I love Stalex. They're easy to control. And anyway, all of the tools that I'm using in these videos, I have links to in my description if you are interested in purchasing anything. They're all things that I've used for the most part. Some of them I haven't used, but the things like the nippers and the pedicure tools, the e-filing bits, all of those obviously I use in every pedicure, and I stand by them. So I am filming this on June 2nd, and we have just 2 short weeks left of school, and then school's out, and it's going to be a free-for-all of camps and vacations all summer. What are you guys doing over the summer? Do you have special plans to go travel? Love to hear what you're doing. We're going to be heading out to California to visit family again in July, and that's all we really have planned. We might be going to a lake with some friends towards the end of the summer, but that still hasn't been really cemented yet. And I just tried matcha for the first time this morning, and gotta say, I think I like it. Have you guys tried matcha before? I was a little afraid because it looks like it would taste like grass, but I do like the green tea, and so I was pleasantly surprised. If you drink the matcha, however you say it, would you guys comment in the comments how you prepare it? Because I don't know the best way to do it, and it does taste a little earthy, and so it'd be nice to kind of sweeten it up without making it too sweet, because I don't like sugar. I don't like sugary drinks. So throw me some information on that if you don't mind, if you guys are matcha drinkers. Okay, here it is as promised, the exciting cuticle removal with the e-file. I use Erica's ATA bits only. I found that they are extremely durable, and they have a lot of great different shapes and sizes and coarsenesses, grits, I guess. On this one, I'm using the diamond bit, long and lean diamond bit, and I usually choose a medium to coarse grit depending on how much buildup there actually is on the nail. And I use it to remove the cuticle and also smooth out any rough skin around the nail. And I kind of use it too to sort of do a refined shape on the edge, on the free edge as well, which I find to kind of take off some time when I'm doing my filing. If you're interested in buying any of these bits, you can save 10% by using the code REVIVE10 at checkout. If you're new to the e-file world, I have my tendency is to work, because I'm right-handed, I work from right to left across the nail first. So I put the e-file in the forward position, and I use a Melody Susie portable e-file. I know it's not the world's best e-file. I'm actually looking into getting a different one, but that's what I've been using for the past couple of years, and it's worked okay for me. So I usually put it on the 12 setting. It's like 12,000 RPMs. And I go across the nail from the right to left. And then later on, when I use the soft flame, you'll see me using the soft flame bit to get into the sidewalls a little bit more and underneath sort of the hood of the proximal fold. That I use in the reverse direction, and I'll talk about that later then too. Because she hasn't been in for so long, she does have quite a bit of buildup of cuticle, as well as sort of a thickness to her nail, a little bit of ridging. So I am going across the entire nail plate as well to smooth out those sort of shallow ridges that can occur if you don't normally buff the nail that you would just experience just from normal nail growth. Why is it important to smooth out the plate and buff it? It's important, especially if you're going to be polishing later, because then one, the polish will lay flat and you won't see any of that weird ridging that, you know, the nail has. But also it just helps the polish to adhere better and stay longer if the nail is prepped correctly and the nail plate is one smooth, solid piece. Once you have ridging and like flaking or anything like that, the polish does not adhere as well, and then you'll end up with chipping a lot sooner. And you can see as I'm buffing, there's still some like raggedy looking cuticles left over. Don't worry, that's going to get all snipped and filed away after I take her out of the foot bath. This has become one of my favorite tools. This is the ingrown toenail rasp. It comes in a set with these other tool, the sidewall lifter. And I started using this as my first line of defense for cleaning the nails because it has that serrated edge on it. It can kind of grasp and pull out all this lovely debris super easily. So I don't have to spend as much time scooping things out like I was before. This shaves off a few minutes at least. Here it is as promised. This is the Soft Flame diamond bit. It's in an elongated football shape, and it's got a very gentle point. It doesn't have a sharp point at the tip. So you can go up the sidewall really easily. You can get sort of underneath that hood of the proximal cuticle and clean out any more cuticle that might be hidden underneath there really, really easily. I also use it under the free edge a little bit. I just kind of, you'll see me sort of scoop it underneath the free edge because a lot of times after I'm done filing, there's sort of these fringes from the filing that hang on. And if you don't get those off, like what I'm doing here, if you don't get them off, then it gets caught in the polish and it doesn't look as clean at the end. So I'm using this file in the reverse direction so I can go up the left side and across to the right side, getting up underneath that proximal nail fold and coming down the other side really easily. I also use this at about 12,000 RPMs. When you're using a pointed bit like this especially, you want to be really careful about how you're angling the bit so that you're not pressing down into the matrix of the nail at that back edge, because it can leave an indentation in the new nail that's forming, and then as it grows in, you have that sort of what they call a ring of fire, where it's just this big indentation that follows the shape of the cuticle. So you want to lay it more flat if you can and just barely graze the surface of the nail, because really what you're going after is the cuticle and not the nail itself. So you might notice that on this nail, some of the cuticle just isn't coming loose. And instead of pressing into it more and forcing it off the nail, what I'm going to do is come back later and clean off any remaining cuticle with the nippers. It's just a safer way to do it and obviously will not cause any damage. Whereas if you press into the nail, you risk damaging the nail itself. So normally after I finish doing the nail and cuticle work here after this, I would do the foot filing on the bottom of the foot and exfoliation, a little bit of massage, and then apply the nail polish. But I went ahead and skipped ahead just so that we could see all the fun stuff. So for the most part, these days I'm using Dazzle Dry as my main polish line. And so today she chose the color Let's Get Away. If you've never used Dazzle Dry, it is really different from regular polish. Regular polish takes usually about an hour to dry completely through. Dazzle Dry will dry within 5 minutes, all the way through, 4 or 5 layers of polish. It's pretty amazing. So because of that, you have to work with it really quickly. And you'll see that I go back with the orange wood stick once I get it on the skin on each nail, because if I wait, it'll dry onto the skin and it makes it that much harder to remove with my corrector pen later on. So if you're using this at home, it is really awesome, but you do have to kind of polish quicker than a normal nail polish would kind of grant you, because if you don't, it'll get really streaky and gloopy because it starts to dry pretty instantaneously. You can also see that the polish looks like it has a matte finish, and that is the indication that it is ready for the next coat. So the polish will dry like that. It'll look like it's matte. And then once you use the top coat will remain shiny and glossy. And so it won't look matte after all of this is said and done. But this is kind of their way of letting the consumer know, or the professional know, that the next layer of polish is ready to be applied. Okay, guys, before and after pictures are coming up. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. I love that you're here with me. It is a fun community for me. I love when you make comments and I can have a conversation with you a little bit. So, shout out to all my regular homies. Thanks for watching, all you newbies. And I will see you again soon in a couple weeks. Have a great day, everybody. Take care.